Hi, um, today I wanted to tell you something about myself, hoping that maybe you would want to tell me about you as well. And what I wanted to talk about is our history. By that I mean our origins. You know, not only where we come from, but where our ancestors come from. How did they get there? Why, what did they do? When? How did they meet? All this stuff can be very, very interesting sometimes, and I would be happy to know about it. Um, well, let me tell you about myself. First of all, it's pretty obvious that I am South American, but if you take a closer look to my eyes, you may notice something a bit weird. And that's because I have a great-grandfather who was Chinese. And what I know about him is that he arrived to Peru probably in the late 19th century. And I know he was some kind of retailer or merchant later in his life. But I assume, I am not sure, there's no way for me to know, but I think that he first arrived as a land worker because there was a massive wave of immigrants coming from China and Japan at that time, and they basically arrived to work in the cotton or sugar cane fields in the coast of Peru and other countries. And so I guess that's how he got there, and then he got married to a Peruvian, and that's where my father comes from. That's for the exotic part. But on the other side of my family, the story is much more typical. I mean, they are a mixture of Spaniards and South American Indians. They settled in a spot in the middle of the mountains. And there they mixed with the local people, and that's why my grandfather's family is a mixture of both, which is very nice. And I forgot to say that these ancestors were Catalans, so I was really happy when I learned that, because not only I love Barcelona, but I've met plenty of people and made some good friends who were Catalans. And it's very, very nice to know that there's a tiny little link between them and me, so that was good to know. And I've always wondered how they did to get there, how they chose to go there, because nowadays with the motorways and everything, to get there from the capital, which is in the coast, to get there up in the mountains, it takes at least 5 hours by car. But back then, I guess that it would have taken weeks and weeks to get there, because there was no roads nor anything. So I wonder how they chose that place, and why did they decide to stay there. In any case, I'm grateful for that, because that's the place I love the most in the whole world. Every time I return, that's the first thing I want to do, is to return there, because it's like fuel for the for the soul. It's so energizing. It's, if one day, if I reach the age of retirement, I would love to go and spend my last years over there. It would be, and even if I can do it before, I would love to. But anyway, that's more or less my story. It's not very, I wish I knew more about my ancestors, but I would love to know about your stories, your history. So if you can just tell me through a text comment or through a little video, that'd be lovely. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Okay.